No, Peace 104.3. Okay, 101.7 Neat 100.9. Yawa Ship House, Abeka Junction, Accra. Hello, 101.5 FM, Kumasi Dumarishima Mamuninajo. And you may so my Ghana name, who also in Samaya Sakan, Yadebremu, Kaseboy. Far radio stations, I would also Ghana name on it, and Yadiato peacefmonline.com. Peacefmonline.com.
And Samaya Debremu, and you made Yadiakutum, and say. My penina na dan kwaku fuado aba mane se sunyafo wa munya krono wa mfa ye mra $200 million abehye abanata so a wode drubi mu su papa ebe kokko sunyan tokro bia mu.
Sword has been cut. Minister for Sanitation and Water Resources of the German sword has a $200 million project. The money has been secured. A procurement year.
Siami Mrasebe Jenny Sansia Minister of Parliamentary Affairs. Honorable Lonsete Mensa Bonsu, Eddie Atogana Gas Company, my funim. So, Mojima Wamoyan, Wamoyer Wamopa, Nayena, Jaframa Gas, Dodua, Na Mwame in Amawade, and Naso, and Manimu Bonani Sekrobisu before. Minister of Education, Honorable Dr. Yahweh Duchum. What you to just say? Say, the eco science, technology, engineering, and mathematics at the same year, Panua. Ebebo magani ye umesia ebeye krabehwe ebeye kiko Deputy PR edma apomoden yase ye na ba mane se woti se obi ka se owura kwaku agima manu apomoden so afo wa resign ya sinihu nabonike
Minister or MP for Doma Central. I not say anything they said. I say no so engine a home kakra. Into we share that show letter and the chief of staff I approve it. The official or start to leave no on the system forget no about the 31st August.
NPP was nama jo koni peri faba man yese nyame ya domu a August bosome no ne da to so duonu baako ekopem ne da to so duonu nso wo meye constituency annual delegate conference and wo a wache fa wo mu bia ase nso bodate no to na imre yi Peace FM ye bi se o enipa mienu oba ne be ma wodo ache wo mo se jaman a wo mu di obo odo enum odo ehome odo enum odo baako etumi ku baako edian ena de saa de ne ba ye be
oni be ma netia start no de je so ya sembe be ke bia no fo na bufu na mom bia ne bufu a me de me ne se me ne be kasa me kasa che no wonta me hwe na se de e ko na situation na no odin a me ntina no nkume
goyo eni asem no bi kan ya bloody ye ni nsem bi na nwumre yesin konwa e bi na da nwumre wo Peace FM so a ye de ebremo
Enyumakoi Adaroma Oson's Chemist. Wamo enade Oson's garlic capsules. Garlic no idea to pay no many peduana hoden no omona de eba ijaso. MTNC wa subscribe ne ma ba ko mienu miensa. Wanimra ho so no na wo dodo awaye into the boss star 175 hash. Star 175 hash. Ye be cho do subscribe ni nyina de wo mpe no na wa free so tie asem bia ani ho. High Sense Ghana. Ede nafo bi si ho ede fridge. Air condition ne niam aka ho eche Ghana fo eno na bana wieye na High Sense emfantom anim se munnim dada se eba air conditioner ne niam aka ho sa no ade ye papa na ne bo no sign da form a echema wo no e free High Sense Ghana JM Ado and Sons wo mo enede Borges organic apple cider vinegar ya eno boa ehoro nipadua no emu afi alpha vitamin C eno so ema nipadua no immune system no enya hoden ankasa 1+400 asonsono atamfo omo enede abadwa so Duffy's Health and Beauty na do Hema feminine mixture ema enya regular menstrual flow ena afi ba ko so wo efe no Dove's feminine cleanser eno ema feminine hygiene ni nyina eye Duffy's ensano adwuma pa no car bank say we ye customer the opposite one ni ye bia enha ho eno an say obefa phone no about star 771 hash star 771 hash o register pe bibia obetimi aye phone so ama no aye kama nyumako ya da roma ena ye de kasebo yi ebremo akenkafo amoto ye nka nwumre eye me nana ya okese ena
ohini nana kwame ammo afi ensem ni ma penina na dodan kwaku fuado se de aboma mane no wote fa kwa wote wade so anoma charo sura wajebo nti ma peni atunoto every abankesiem ene wakọ apro e wo Ghana ncho no ne nchia so meka say ma peni di nani akyerem akọ akopiem e wo sunwan na wakọ sunwan no ene oni sunwan na nanma tena konwa edi yehia won hyamu ni mu ana mampani eda sunyafo nyina se won watwe yadoa titiri ne wamo a wamo awotumi so amdo mkokro motitu aba 2020 abato no mu mampani se de sunyafo wamo to aba edema no ene emrase bedwafo wom gina ye 1pp manyankodi mu no emra ye bobo resource na wote ye no ha ne hu dwiri ne se wosena ne ho awose etan kokofunu enu nti woda sunyafo asia ensada oyi woma ya ensada na woni hwia wode beda woma se empuntunyuma wode ba sunwan no wo meka se what de di kan mampani ya kire mu de akire nananom wo sunwan eno se de cheka bia enda sakora anasa kwantwalai ene yehoa ene kakawure ntemu no sana enche bia womni ensufon ensu tantan ensu kankan ebeton kwanta apa cheka bia mo omuntem entremo mampani ri ba ye ne se enche sunyanfo ne ensu a enye beton kwanta apai esansa nyamiadom abansa ka $200 million asasi kan wakati woni wanga na kran fiso waswani na straight to sunyan no de akwa ya duro bi mu nsu papa e de ama wo mo enye sunyan geto bi atokro bi amanche bi a wo menya nsu papa enkoba se ye beka se sunyan kro bi so enipa ne ananchie ena wo mo che nsuo num dabi enkoba se bi ya se nsuo bi osunyan ya de hye no a sebi enyema egwani ya apotobibire ya se besit ena se nsuo ne ni dabi ensu papa ena wo de bre sunyanfo eno da nchen ya sports stadium baby obobo ya classic no kura mposa mampani zo baba besi stadium pa no a wo de anse amabo kura na so akofo twa picture kura no a say take a picture take a look utwa se no so de ba man so obi abeka za jama Wembley wo besi stadium wa so pa de amasunyanfo amomo ankasa bebu omunsem e de amano mampani na nado dankwa ekofo ado
and I'm going to make sure that it is completed in time. In already, sod has been cut. Minister for Sanitation and Water Resources of Bijama Kati Sod $200 million project. The money has been secured. A cut procurement in Tienche and water project expansion. Sports stadium idea that my Gamukuma Sofa has a sports stadium we're going to work on it, and I'm sure before I leave the seat there will be something for you.
Bampani na nado dankwa kufado ni atene no na wakasa wieye ena omanhene de ma sunwan na nano atena konwa nana bosuma asor enkrawre wasanso ya krontin de masunwan obo aman bofutia boamponsem wagina nanano manamu ede enase ani kabia ede mampani na nado danko akufuado awon hareso pa wo mode ye sunwan ring road sino hydro project ewo ho a wo munya so mfaso no wo mukra yi wo mu awan
was say, Bria, never born Tuano, or Ma, never the Chile Ebaha, no, but share a boss say, Sino Hydro, project to be a Bayer Ring Road no free. You now run about a Kwaku see Technical University run about to her. And of course, me, we have America, China near Brand TV on an crowd bed in the Wakano so far. Now a idea, a serenity, or the young faster than man. Now, young woman says, Aquano, Grano, ready, Mampany. Ajekum kufodi na atoso enti enu se mampanya ajekum kufodi ne da so ide na ekire se kwa ne bebi afie ya wie na ekire se su ye shiren na ya kama nti oda ye ni kare na no ho ase
afafo se ye nsiesie kakra wo mu ne eti ne nei eye krontin ni awo obu aman bofutia bu amponsem na ye tin ne no na waka ona krontin ni won edema sunwan obo aman bofutia boamponsem wakasa ya edema nananum atena konwa wo sunwan omanhene nana bosoma aso nkrawi nana ntumi ankonti krontin ne kosi nanamu a wode anodisem yetu dwa krontin ne obo aman bofutia boamponsem ane atene ne no
afei ensanfu from ndc amayko no ekire se wa mukuo mane bia wapue mantemu eyaye eniemo ho Wamasem and say, Kane Apoya Mantamo Swafo, Unyamfo, and Tree Boy Siako Sechere. Wabwa party money biano, and Waduamo enam, house to house, office to office. Adiasu and Shasanya campaign, and Shasanya. Now, regional furniture say, Wamu Bisa national force and Yabia. Ora boy Siako Sechere, Wakachre region, and I say, national say, or Ba Probobi, Ewa Puemantemoana, was it Debbie? And a party no fan, a war, a Puemantemo Casa Debbie, Yanasa. Who ran to boy Siako Sechere, party no penny for 1 hour down. It is a Cabibiani cries, who say, Sadia no Awoyeno, Yen Viti Pracope, and co obi education concord Hesadian or Hodian anyhow. Nansana Betwana Mosa, and I saw catch a regional, and answer national, and Sana, why yes, Adiano. Everything, and this time you couldn't grab a web poem and tell the crater Pidra, ya one church for Kujo, Adupo, and an Ensa Eshasia. What I say? Rose such any team no or Marco Cre, Abansoma Dwejiri, Nkoko, and Prior so Abetifi and the Potamo, Nanso, Party Mrano, and yes, Anety.
Party no organizational structure and the actors of the party. Mra was a woya de bia I was obomra. Yewo and a chairman me say ye minister Anchubusi Yakon former. I was a chairman for Council of Elders or Eastern Region. And nam constituency no free nipa 5 na all ye party moju. The team was seminal I should my son to me from wankasa no jitum say ampa and cre. Nam kaje said there be. Sisi ya ko cre chairman nya we. Work on some chairman nya we. Oni nam na chairman nya we. BBC ya one abona mane. And cre some na the party ni ba ye. Intibeti me on fan fast structure so much chairman mane. No fan fast ni nyina yente. Jitu mu damase. Ade chin ya nam te say osan na mu bi. Ntema United Kingdom Front of Ghana regional chairman RK Anson. And so the petition ba.
Na ora kujo adukpo kire say wamaka e de akire ora usu se kire say sa de na waye netia party mra na se wanyai animanimu ye ya obeti party nka
ne nyina ne say party executive no 1 omunya adwuma kosi national 2 ponko na yekura no wa hoden aye party ne ba nipa otosi na ni hoden nti du branch elections so asan crofo no organization 55 no nyina nkokam mbom se na mo kan temana owie ye ofa ni phone ebie audio bi oso na asem nyina ne say general secretary mu na se bi omo ha party no yembusa say oye chairman for council of elders o lead Keda front e Eastern region omo di moto bicycles logistics bi bre yen t-shirt ne posters bi ba ne ntimi ancha man crofo nti no mo so beje party na ni yana minia ya pana ya adwumaden na adwumason de aboa party no sabe party no so anguna ni mase ministerial positions e de ma ni nyina no oyenwa adwuma Eastern region yenya 7 ministers within 8 years onu no di mu 2.5 years sa time na Keda front no mo
pani okasa efe no kuju adukpo woye chochofo ndi sama ekondirimu epoye mantem ye nua Michael Akrofia oni pani twetwe nkomo ye se obefro owura entry boys yakon seche no abisa ne se sobo a nkofo de ebo wonie na de na aka fa ho so obono amaka
oman ni demand se wo brekum na namatena konwa da sebre Dr. Amankuna di ewuo wode ade se de to mampani na nadodan kwakufu adu nin se wosre no ada mampani amwana na namatena konwa wo brekum wo mudwuma wo mudie no entumi ma no homne so na enkoso se de se na efata sentia wose mampani ya ne se so ba brekum na namatena konwa wo mudwumedi aye se kwesa mankwa Kristo som no aye se kodwa dan kwa benada something which is just see one time bibi ho ni na ne se edwumayefo anka what say ba tena konwa ho beboa ma wo mudwumedi ekwaso from tortin no wo mu ni bi wo ma short pa to mo se mampani se wo mo wo mo na wo mu ntumi han krofo edwumayefo meboa na atena konwa no wo mudwumedi ntumi nkoyie enu eche no ade to mampani na nadodan kwakufu adu anim se na no ni ase coronavirus no ba ku bi abeto so miensa one day why is tewia wo ba na hode ode nam no bi nim so akojim ne kopeja beja nadio senso ko beni no kodi ahodi nura obi nim energy drink kura wo nom ye no wonu ananim a wono no ba ye wa be ye pola wa mantam so ba be chai edikanfo no ayeso okum nipa tenwe wose mampani mu awo mo na inro no ye de wo enipa ema covid enwu nipa no anu odwane no onye na brekum fon so yenwu wo mu bi
traditional councils.
Sorry, sir.
Now we have breaking but almost Ghana understaffed. We are breaking traditional councils. There were only one staff, the registry. But traditional councils in Ghana only register price. Indeed, with the recording now only the Ministry of Chieftaincy and Regional Affairs, Akan, so the staffing of traditional councils.
Yayatini ni omai ni wobrekum nanana matina konwa. Da sebre Dr. Amankuna di ewuo. Mampani kopie na himfie ewo ne nsra hwe na probo mu no eno a de to mampani anim yi. Se aso pasma ka cha nyame ano ka cha mframa. Enu eche na mampani se wate a abrawo. Se de na aka no wate. Na wo se na nabo. Se vaccine no e de wowo. E de boye ho bandi free coronavirus ho no. Nyame adom. Ebi wa Ghana pa na wo kan de asisu pi. Se nyame ya adom a ento ankoji 31st December afi enru no. Na be 20 million a wo me Ghana for de ya wo bia.
Vaccine also shortage, but we are saying African yes, so the now pursuing the the Kosoa, the percent by the end of this year, not 20 million Ghanaians will be now the never do so to university, the College of Education, well-known College of Education. As the Ministry of Education for town areas, we're about to transform into a TVET institute, or we're going to have to do a brand new university. But we will be talking about it with you.
Mampeni na nado dan kwaku fado ne yate ne no. Na pro ne ne nsra hwe a wode akopie mu ewo brekum. A na na sempa se wo space FM sunyan. San ye yenkratofo de ode bra ye ene abo ekira mamo no.
Osofo a ohwe ngumasua so ene wo mo a wo ma no duduburu mu e wo Ghana ngumasua mu ahia esese adwene ahwe kwan ye de Ghana ngumasua ebefa so na ne tituo mu no na eye won mo a ehwe abodie mu nyansape science afefridwuma technology engineering na enkontabuo mathematics eso won wo mo kasa no wo kan se eduru ba bia esese Ghana ye bo modena na ye de enkontabuo ana abodie mu nyansape ho adesua no ye de share ma no ye de hye onkete enkankan ne JHS ho no na se ba ne sa no a wonu benya hoodene bia esefata ebre on konto aso school no wo makodare mu yie pa na ne ba bia wiase kono se wansua nkonta no wansua abodie mu nyansape a oye aka achi.
Now, you are not just looking at waiting till the universities to look at some of the things that is going on, but you are creating a pipeline. Smart schools that we are talking about, as President has graciously funded, those new schools will open, and then we have STEM centers in 20 other senior high schools. So those are existing senior high schools where STEM is going to be infused into the teaching and learning process. So that will be the starting point, or what I call phase one. Yes, the curriculum has been developed, but also have to begin to transform the teaching and learning environment. So there's going to be some model schools built, and in those model schools, the lower secondary is going to be like secondary, the upper secondary or the senior secondary. Everything that ought to be in the senior high school will be in those junior high schools. So you're going to see that in various rural communities, and the teaching and learning environment is going to be spectacular. So that will be in addition to the smart senior high school.
Dr. Osei Yao Educhum, waya Ghana so afọ hwe ngumasua so wono no kireye kwan a wopeso wofa so no toto Ghana ngumasua se be ya nkora no wo mfuru nkosoro ho no na kire se wo mo agwedare abode mu nyansape ene ho nkontabuo mu yie pa na pani a wono no hwe abode mu nyansape enwo adesua so e Ghana Education Service owura yire Olivia se wa apare enso e kan se Ghana yire ho na sa STEM no aye ka ho asem ye ka STEM no a science, technology, engineering, and mathematics, no. Say the share manumua, ebe boyen amomino, etumi etumpon.
System education, you solve problem. It's a problem solving. And if you be critical thinking, and mama do more job. Papa. It's a time now they are doing a year, Juma. Me way, me the way we are. Radio, and then I brought for the start here, no musia, no more mistakes. It is a Dutch Ghana, so yeah, encouraging STEM education to say the Honorable Minister, oh ye, as an agency, Ghana Education Service, Science Education Unit. Ye mano talent mo skills no mo no ebeba abonten ye benya engineers ye benya pilots ye benya adwuma branches ye STEM education nyina
owura yire Olivia Sewa Opare wono enwo ye director in charge science education Ghana Education Service.
Ewie ebebanwa ne yenya ne ntie bi se. Honorable Kwakwajima menu a woye safa won na Ghana apomuden wonsem so. Pressure no a ema sebi ekuraba. Edi full speed ekonom okra bata no fusuo no. Pressure ni bia ba no so. Ama papa na trepen de esi paper so atro letter de akose. Ai say ye bebo wasumpa ma utu leaking from abone de anya nka okoche getu bi na say wow for tiro to no ya eye. Won passing bia. Asudie ni asede a mampani yegina Ghana fa na mudi ma no say apomudin so afa no wode ato. Na nkrofo ka social media. No nkrofo ka. Oh, one more ka na bu Kwakwajima menu. Pressure ba papa su sama. Pressure ma sebi amina. One spelling ni din anu akwa spelling no amona. Eni bi na aba no so. Pressure to me ba kwa me Peter so. Kwa me Peter tro din. No akwa tro computer. Sa pressure ni bi no me say ba honorable so a. Honorable so a resign. Onye health minister bio. NT Peace News yati ya nese. Ade we de entumi nya no pressure o. Some to de munu ye yin. Ye mfa some nya asem. Esan se enfomso de ewo nipa ho. Ya Adam na de enfomso ampa ye ho da. Na we kura wo ye no obi nya bi da. We ye de resign. Na asem na twetwe aso. Ene ese da bia be kwa akobisem. Enti ye ko Ministry of Health. Ya mencha de ye nya John Tete Ada. Won na ye se wo ministry wonu a Kasamafo abedi akire ene ebisa ne se na honorable nso adan we kakra nu resign eno so na resign ene so honorable Kwakwajima menu sa ne tete se wa resign ena John Tete Ada se wa resign yo wadan wo ye health minister wo koma mampani na nado dan kwa ekufu ado ne nkrata mu a honorable Kwakwajima menu dan wo ye health minister ene se ogbo ene de ankrofo ka wo kromu nu nu ono se da bia ntesa na mmom no honorable Kwakwajima menu yanka so ye mrase badwani ana mrase badwafo so se de wo kire mu no wo mo bekwa wo mejema akwadwo ma wo mekakra no so kwakwe do ma central mrase badwani ana oye ne se eja ka mo no kura ye check na alignment na dada na ebe pre enjoyment wa ye adwuma wa bre enti wo pese ye manu na wo twemienu no de kwagina home eja kura no tintin ni mpomu da no nya energy ama no krata no troye ede koma mampani amambu afuna akurafo chief of staff ma me akoso afre mo se opare se o ko leave leave no a wo ko no ya ahomegiem enya so resign entem se brofo na ye leave no na wo mo anwie school weekday wo mo wie weekend no wo fi se leave no ti se resign na wo ma ba be kan sa no wone yama no bofo Pius Bedu Banson and a church uncle.
Minister or MP for Domas Central. I not say anything I said I say no so engine a home kakra. And you share that sure letter on one share that request here. And the chief of staff I approve it. The official or start to leave no on the system for get no about the 31st August. And the just 2 weeks our person or call no so in the bushing list or bushing kakra as I bribia no so nyabut na on so in the bushing for is here now at the same time so I share the constituency because or a member of parliament. And the again nothing to do with putting a vin who has them cry no personally no say what and chief of staff and I approve and say wait me now Kwajina home because this year parliament will recess until the reason why I say chinchina very nice rather unfortunately say I need putting a V in assembly this year until you might think say be a nunchina or only no it got nothing to do with the Sputnik V assembly no crowd
nipa ya tini nkan say wo kwa ase ya ehwe Ghana ya pomuden wonsam so a one ya deputy public relations officer John Tete Ada
New Patriotic Party MPP amanyoko no ne dua ya wode krata apiedwa ya won chocho for John Boadu and Anensa ehase won masem ene say party o ma ka say mpuna na epru no akwakohia adwen ho say nyame eya adomo a osana abusumi ya ewo mu ne de toso aduonu e baako eno eye memenda ekoka ne de toso aduonu nso eye fiada abato mpesu ahodo wa Ghana ha say nyina constituencies ni nyina wo mnye won ma afi Asia mu the akosko ka say annual delegates conference e wo 275 constituencies no nyina e wo Ghana ha say senior party emra article 727 e kire no na wo say the oma ye ne say esense bra ye wo mu enhye danye bre papa emfa ma obi enti no wonom aye nhihye kakra e de egu say party no constituencies ni nyina nhwe saa nhihye na wo mo eni so de di kan won mo yebetu wo mo se wo mo enko conference no ebie e constituency ho no eni se ebro nipa aduonu enum e wo adwabo baako ase enti se bia constituency baako mo hwe mo kase ne ade na se wo yɛ nipa bro 25 no e wo ho a ne mo modwa baako mo ma baako ebia tesa no bus stop no mo baako ho mo kwa na se ebia ma 7 so no makobo baako ho na se ebi kura mienu no nso mo na se mo hia baako a mo kwa kwete ma na mo kobo baako ho nka ho na aye miensa na se nipa nkakra saa na akwa kusi ho a e de amamo ni nyina aye se be ya bo betumi e di covid ahonedie nhihye no eso afei wo se sa dwabo ni nyina so munya ne petem ma mo nkofa conference hall ana center ba bia munya ni nyina wo petem ba bia mframa e betumi afa mo ho afei covid-19 ahonedie nhihye ni nyina so mo kwa mo hwe na munni so wonum so ebeyi musa mo nkosa conference ni nyina no mo nkai se wo frifie akopa program no ase saa komse obeba no o mask say eze team ohwena no team ho saa komse obeba benyi afei ebra no omo horo mo nsa na ushers no ni namu no so mfa sanitizer no bi engu omo nsa ho na mo mfa nsa mo nsa ho se be ya se bia arefie mu no obi akoso bibim kra na sabo no bi ho a ebetimi ayi no afri ho ede amamo na de hia pa ya sato so nsia ne se sa dwabo no eni se momane bro don hwere mienu eni se momane bro don hwere mienu kra party ne se o ka che ne manyina se obefa kwan bia obetimi so aye ama sa constituencies wo mo annual delegates conference abaso ama no aye kama wo bra wo to adwena hwe kwan obefa so ahyehye party no e wo daache anamo a esese otuomu krata e jombo adu ya o chochofo pani e na ne sa hya ase
Osafo ya kwansan fufuro mu no. Ya bo mama na fiti enura awia no se. Enema bi ekwaso awo ya kwantempon no so. A enya kwan no nko aso eba ne se. Ya kwan samso. Ene awodo no a nema bi a ekoso no ya hwene yi a. Ghana na se bibi se yi a ansa na ebe ni yi no. Age afe. Ya hwene ya mo ho bayante sa e de asem beba. Eye kasa kese yi lodu niam ade fritama. Ebesini twem ko Burkina Faso mosu krum no wubedi da sese so siaka si bi pa wo kwan so a na wo ye niema ya de atai ka no a wo ba wo chen wo pin osono pin fo wo ntumi kura nko na ka no aso niema kuntan entumi kura nko mane nyeye na no fiada ne se kura de enwumra be ye no wo twe ko no nan ba ku bi a wo lodu a wo besina ko se wo de nani a kire kumasi o mra wo duru atimota new overhead no eniema so car no oduru overhead no ntumi fa overhead no ase abroso na ne ekona kwahwe traffic antifiti efiade na nwumre no yakope mesin for the more hama ne cheso abebubu overhead no amakwan de mwansa no nyakwan akọ na ebe no saa Ghana for say yemisa say na wukosam eye hwan na ye Aba mana no wo mu lodu niam ya de fa atimote overhead isu a wo bo se etutu enti na no overhead yi odu an krama ye stop ye say ye renovation kakransa ebi se Ghana Highway Authority ye wo mwa wo mu na wo mu hwe e makasi yi loading no wo mu lodu se de se na fata ebi se ye mfa so bo no mo MTTD na no ne pese na nwumre yi yakọ Ghana Highway Authority na ye no mko bon komo se anye bia sa dia ya no mo ya we efa wo mani so ana se emfa wo mo ani so Public Relations Officer de Ghana Highway Authority owura sese ni obodai wentum ya mo adwo nwumre yi.
Good evening, my brother.
Hope all is well with you.
Oh, we're fine by good. I'm sure you're all doing well.
Oh, by the grace of God, we are keeping on well too.
You just have to forgive me. I wish I could speak in the Akan dialect so that we can communicate better, but unfortunately, I have a challenge and communication will be difficult, but I know that you can do the professional thing by translating what I will say so that we can have a meaningful interaction on your program this evening.
Very well. Tonight, we are putting our spotlight on track that load from Tema and make their way towards Burkina Faso.
Yeah.
at the extent of overloading the cars, causing harm to our roads and our bypass and all that.
Yeah.
Now, many are putting the blame at the corridors of Ghana Highway Authority. First of all, will you accept that there are deficiencies in your monitoring system, or there is an agency that must be blamed for this?
My brother, I am also a worried Ghanaian like you are, just because we are witnessing development at a time when so much has gone into the construction of our roads. You will agree with me that good roads are important for our socio-economic development, and funds to construct and maintain our roads to good standards are very limited. So what it means is that if there are funds for us to construct our roads, we will do it. Preserving the road to last for the design period is also paramount. But unfortunately, some of these activities that you spoke about, overloading and the challenge with overhype and all, are things that are actually disturbing our road pavement and our bridges and the road infrastructure itself. And so, moving forward, I think we are not happy, like you said. We are aware. Before I joined Ghana Highway Authority, we have heard, I personally have heard as a journalist myself and a media person, I have heard a number of issues talked about. We have raised it, but I have joined and I'm still hearing some of these allegations and challenges. Not too long ago, you agree with me what the national security has done by picking up a number of people we have engaged to man our agro stations for us, that they have collected bribes and allowed some of these overloaded trucks to use our road. And I am happy. I'm not the only person who is happy that some of them have been picked up. But I know a number of people, and I'm sure you are aware that you have heard the sector minister, road minister, talking about it extensively to the point that he is willing to put his life on the line to support, even if investigations carried out point to the fact that there are people connected to the ministry of, for that matter, Ghana Highway Authority, who should be invited to help in investigations. So all the things you have said, well, now national security has made it clear for us to know that yes, people actually that we have engaged to work for us are behind some of these things. And me, I'm not surprised, because when I got to read the report and I realized the value chain, or let me say the cabal, right from the ports of Tema all the way to the north or wherever those heavy trucks loaded are going, you realize that there are human beings, if they are not agents, clearing agents, they are drivers, they are transporters, they are all connected in a way. And it's the reason for which, for me, this massive arrest will lead to a forward march where all of us now will decide that which direction should we go. There are regulations. If you talk about the UEMA regulations 14, for instance, we all know the standards that have to be followed when it comes to overweight vehicles and vehicles that are gone beyond the tolerable limit. And as I speak to you, look, all vehicles with loading capacity of equal or more than 3.5 tons must be weighed. Listen, all vehicles with loading capacity of equal or more than 3.5 tons must be weighed. And that is the law. All vehicles that go beyond 4.5 meters in terms of height, you can't go through. You can't drive on the road. But what do we see today? My brother, what do we see? So you realize that even when you drive on our roads, you get to a place around Atomic Energy, and I'm sure you are familiar with Atomic Junction, coming to Atomic Energy on that stretch. You see that bridge that takes you to Medina Adenta. On the top of the bridge, what the engineers call the soffit we have written 5 meters. It's the law saying that no vehicle must go beyond that height, 4.5 meters. 5 meters was even actually, or the 0.5 was added to it to make up for the extra height that will go. But what do we see? I've just come back from the motorway as I speak to you, the motorway. We are repairing the Ashaiman Bridge, and I'm sure you are aware because we have issued a presser to that effect that it is starting from the 6th and then ending on the 26th of August as I speak to you. I was on my way back when your producer called me to tell me that they were going to speak to me. And if you know the amount of money we are spending to fix that bridge, that collapsed section of the bridge, where a recalcitrant driver decided to go beyond the 5-meter limit and then hit the surface of the bridge. When did we get funds to fix that bridge? It is what is happening today, and I want everybody to know. So in as much as we will step up our education, I am happy you are speaking to me this evening as a media person, as a brother, as a friend, that we must sustain our education so that we continuously tell people, look, right from the Temaport, I am aware there's an agro-load station there. I am aware it is not managed by Ghana Highway Authority. I am aware that when they leave that station, probably they go through the regulations, they satisfy the standards, and then on their way, maybe they overload their vehicles or make sure that they go beyond the height. Human beings can be very funny. But it is the reason why we live in a country where there are laws and there are regulations. We are also aware that there are agencies that are mandated to make sure that these laws work. Are we all working? For me, that's the question I want to ask. Are we all working? So somebody will find a truck overloaded. Somebody will find a truck going beyond the height limit or the tolerable limit, and will allow the truck to pass just because you will collect 1 CD, 2 CDs, 5 CDs, and all the CDs that we are hearing. Is that right? It is not. It is not. And so we must now find a way of making sure that we make it a disincentive for people who engage in some of those criminal acts. Because if you drive into a bridge and you hit the bridge and compromise the bridge, do you know the impact it's going to have on other road users? My brother, these are my telling this. Yes. So if you ask me whether we are aware, yes, I can tell you we are aware of some of these things that happen. And as I speak to you now, we are fixing a particular bridge on the Temamoto Way. I'm sure you heard this past Saturday, there was another truck, recalcitrant driver on the Achimota Bridge. He has damaged the bridge. And when they get there, they just get up and then they use more. I just don't know. I don't know. I don't want to say we're a bunch of lawless people. I don't want to say we're a bunch of recalcitrant people, but I think that there are a few bad laws amongst us that we must identify and punish so that it serves as deterrent to others who will engage in some of these criminal or illegal acts.
Mr. Cicero.
Yes.
We've had catalog of talks and promises, just as you've made this evening. But the manifestation of the action thereof is not evidently clear. So at the end of the day, it appears to be a mere rhetoric in a hypothetical dimension where we hear you talking but no action.
No,
when are we going to...
You see, Ghana Highway Authority is an implementing agency. And if you understand our mandate, we provide road infrastructure, we repair, we rehabilitate, and we maintain our roads. So just as I told you, I have just come back from the Temamoto Way. Somebody has gone to destroy our infrastructure. We are repairing it. The mandate is not within me to arrest them. Look, my brother, let me tell you. You see, if you drive on our road, you will find traffic lights brought down through accidents. you will find our barricades, you will find our barriers crashed, they are down. You will say, just as you have just indicated to me, that the rhetoric, we talk and we don't act. It is not within my mandate to do it. Follow up to the police and find out whether you find a report on some of those things.
Mr. Cecil.
Yes.
Then whose mandate is it? Or is this to ensure?
The enforcement mandate doesn't lie within our jurisdiction.
So who then? Who holds that responsibility?
They are listening to me, they know. The enforcement mandate doesn't lie within my jurisdiction. So anytime when I hear my colleagues call me and they say, oh, this traffic light has been down.
So does it mean the Ghana Highway Authority does not know whose responsibility it is to ensure?
No. It is not an issue which has got to do with Ghana Highway Authority not knowing our response. I've told you our mandate established by law. We have to provide road infrastructure. When we provide a road infrastructure, we will repair when it is damaged.
But Mr. Cecil, you do agree with me that ensuring sanity on our roads, it's a collaborative effort and responsibility between the Ghana Highway and certain government agencies.
I agree perfectly with you. And that is why I'm saying that the agencies who are mandated to play their enforcement role must be still working. That's all. I'm telling you that you go and find out most of our crash barriers that have been brought down. You will not find police reports on them. You will not.
So that the question still remains, who is that agency?
That's why I'm saying that it is not my responsibility. My responsibility as an authority.
Then if it is not your responsibility, then whose responsibility?
You know, I've given you clues, and I think our listeners...
Once you have given clues, that means you have an idea as to the agency we are talking about here.
My brother, I agree perfectly. Not too long ago, I participated in a workshop that brought all of us together, the stakeholders within the road sector. We were talking about road safety, and I'm telling you, if I have to bring out the data and tell you, are you not aware that...
Cecil.
Yes.
Cecil, please. Just a minute.
Yes.
You did indicate that there is an axle weighing department under the Ghana Highway Authority, right?
Exactly, I'm aware.
So, Ghana Highway Authority is responsible for the axle weighing.
Yes.
Why do you do that? Why do you weigh the loads?
Yes. You see, the point is that axle load, I'm happy you have raised this question, and that brings me to another conversation that our axle load regulation is not supposed to be a revenue generation.
No, it doesn't matter. We aren't talking about regulations. What I want to find out, Cecil, a minute, please. Cecil, please. Cecil, it is not about deterrent. It is not about regulations. It is not about money making. I'm asking you a simple question. Yes. Why will Ghana Highway Authority ensure that loads that pass through our routes are weighed?
Okay. Now, let me just propose the scenario in this.
It is not about just a position. Cecil, this is a straightforward question.
I'm telling you something.
No. Cecil, in fact, we have spent enough. Cecil, we have spent enough time trying to drag this thing. All we're trying to do is that we want to find a lasting solution to a problem that is worrying all of us. You did indicate at the beginning with my colleague Kwame Amo that there are some cabals within the system who are taking money from these unscrupulous drivers to ensure
I am not the person to arrest them.
So we are asking you, if it is not the duty of the Ghana Highway Authority, whose duty is it then to ensure that... I
am not mandated to go and arrest you, my brother.
It is not about you arresting. Cecil, it is a simple question we're asking you.
Yes.
If it is not the duty of Ghana Highway Authority to ensure that trucks plying our roads adhere to the rules that have been stipulated for them, whose duty is it?
Okay, so let me answer your question. You know, when I used to be behind the microphone, I hate being asked questions, but I'll ask you, whose mandate is it to enforce the laws in this country?
Is that the answer to my question?
Yes, that's the answer to your question.
Oh, really?
Yes.
I see. Cecil, I'm sure you are not prepared to tell us whose duty it is. We have said, look, no, Cecil, I'm surprised you are doing this because see, we have given you over 20 minutes of our precious time to find lasting solution to a problem that is worrying all of us. Having given you this time, we expected you to tell us that it is ABC who is responsible for this. Now, if Ghana Highway Authority is to ensure that loads on the roads are weighed to the required height and tonnage, why will you tell me that you are not responsible to ensure that cars that are plying the roads comply to the stipulated regulations? It is your duty. So if you are not telling us, what you are trying to tell myself and my listeners tonight is that Ghana Highway Authority have been sleeping on your job. It is your duty to ensure that there is sanity on the road, and you have woefully failed Ghanaians.
No, you put a question earlier. I answered you. Now you have put a different question.
You have avoided the question, Cyril.
No,
Cyril, you have. We asked you a simple question. We asked you a simple question. Whose duty is it to ensure that trucks plying our roads adhere to simple instructions? How difficult is that a question to answer?
No, that was not how you put it.
Okay, forgive me for not putting it right. Now I have put it right. Please, Cyril. Now I have put it right. Forgive me for not putting it right earlier. Now tell us, whose duty is it to ensure that these trucks comply to our regulations on the road?
Exactly. It is our responsibility as the Ghana Highway Authority.
Thank you for your time, Cyril. Thank you very much for your time, Cyril. Kwame Amo.
Editor, Okaya de by now, me person can interview no. Enka ye really simple say one ye bisa. Waka say ye must say dey say muna moshe. And why identify problems and say there are some bad nut within. Our muna womo eye enidan ho ema overload no ebaso. Wumpu aka say national security for kra mo engage.
Come say report to me wo bi.
Atibio. And that means ade bia munimum nkrofo a wo mo sase. Munimum nkrofo a wo mo koso sa ade we say.
Eye hwan ya. Asem wo ye den. Unim kwame hwe unim no kura wo mu ni say. Ghana Highway Authority omuntimi escape blame da. Entina na me bisa ne say. Sa axle way no mo de asisi kwa so no. Eye hwan ya. O say eye Ghana Highway Authority. Ana me bisa o say. Edi entina mo ko way niam na okwan no so ho. Unim rational behind way no ne say. Car no a oba no. Ye wo niam no mu duro.
That's right.
Obetimi afa.
That's right.
Eni so ofa broza. Enti say uduro bebe highway for na set sa de no a ye way wo niam na so no. Ahwe say won famro ne se
enti say aburo a ye bem we yi so.
Ku be yi so.
Ana wo be sign.
Because wo say ye kwan. Dabi. Wo say ye kwan. Say buru so a wo say ye kwan. Enti ena na me bisa ne sa no. Ono ehun say ye pese ye de blame no ema wo mo. Which rightly ye say ye de ma wo mo kire say eye mo adwuma. Kwame wonim national security report no mo ye no. National security found out say sa omo wo axle way ho no ne ade no. Say trucks no duru ho a bi okra car no duru ho no. No mo di car je car ni sikampo dada. Ya je car na eba no ne number. E bi cars na 10 na eba. Ya the cars 10 ni nyina number ma wo mo. E di bi 200 ashem say car we a oba no. Enema na so no ebro tonnage no so. But mama ne ko. Because enema na bad scanner bad than no. Oduru ho no mama no ko. Oduru ho no mama no ko. Enya hwe. Ghana Highway for na yes adwuma no. Axel way asema ye kan nyina. Wo ye de be ka kire me say Ghana Highway Authority. Ghana akobo bosia. E de akwakoye overhead. Ho kada ho aye tua ye ntua nwiye. Burkina car. Aswa niema ko bu ashama overhead no agum. Afe na Ghana ban di sika akoto cement.
Car no sika se ya no otua ya.
Ebetumi abro so 100 cedis, 200 cedis, 50 cedis, 20 cedis. Hwa na no achimota de aye ko unim Burkina for na de omo ye. E se omo ba soso aye de to abe. E na chisel, e ne hammer, egu omo car no. Etu ofa niema na no odu achimota bre yina so na se e car. No omo asi. No omo afro car no. No omo de soso na aye de to abe no. E wo concrete na she iron rose.
Se de be ya e kwa be no matumi
no watimi atwam na eko
enti no mko anadwo no
na eko in fact kwame ye kasa sesi ye nua Michael Akrofi ye ma no ko enkoko ne sa wuduru nkoko a ekwan na free akọ Kumase no ba bi ekoko hia bypass no load we na omofa na obi ancheke omo nti no ekwan no ho no amem
new one yeah
oh kwame me na me ka kire o baby a new one ni share old one no
old one no be man say dia kokru mu
kwame ekwan no ho na mem ama kota ni nyina pu abasoro sei in fact something kwame nyame chance the video no ba ko send e so am run about ukwa the same thing. It is a Ghana Highway Authority. Mo adwuma ne se mo check Azil way and kana kwa so wo so bebre ya fa so da hu. In fact, wo free ha say ya apart from temade no. Wo konsa wom he ya wo bedru nsa wom kwana no ho no ano. O ma sa kwa Azil way ni ba ko. Ya bo Ghana Highway fo kan kire se ye bo a.
Enti se ni na wo ha ye di way a. Esi dan na cars no tumi overload e bypass Azil way checkpoint ni na.
They tell ni se kwa me o mu duru ho a highway fo no giska. No ma mo twam. Da wo mo anyi ska no nwi omo ye kofo ni yine ma no so omo tra se bia nsa omo die ni se ya na omo de surplus no asen akwa kogu so no omo ko no so no kuma se kwa no so no omo sa akwa akoto highway fo ni bi okwan so omo betwam ye nka omo hwe because eye collabo wa na okan wasem e na omo ye kwa me wonim se be 3 weeks ago na me kokuma se enkoko bypass honko a me di 4 hours bypass one kwan me di 4 hours. You know the reason? Burkina kai baako emuni across kwan no.
Ai ene monko.
Am across kwan no 4 hours obi anko no obi ema.
Dabi ene monko.
Ye ntimi ntra o mamu emfa dwuma hye obi nsa ma ne se.
Baako a wo kan ya meyem hye me ne se. Omo be ye sa wa ha. But omo koduru Burkina Faso aban emma kwan mo omo fa. Sa load nu wura o man me san so obe se kwan no.
Eti se omo ko kwame omo ko omo nya tra omo ya koduru pagape. Na omo agina. Lord na omo di free hair no ona no ebe arrange bus aba be hia omo opaga
no wajibi
ana se bia se hamile na tumu nso na omo fa obekwa ko hia no wo ho enti we ni de nema no kokoduru ho na omo yi surplus ni nyina de agusu because Burkina aban ni nyansa se sa wo di sa load no fa ne kwan so a wo be say na bon kanti se kwan last fan 25 years a endu 10 years kwan na kwan na say enti o ma wo kwan enti na Ghana fo no ko fa ntosi Burkina aban chichi wo mo no o ma kwa ma on fasa load no but yen ye de yen na chese ye papa ye better heaven ti wono Burkina ni etimi free ni krom e be load niema se ne ope no de asey ye kwan
no duru nu krom di a eno bi ka Ghana azie de nua ba ma aware ni asan so afi ye to se bi akonta san fa be hye ho ahumeti
abusa for peace FM anwumre no nsi akase bo e na ye gusu yi ensem ha kwame ensem ha o ensem ha but you see the ana ya me ya ne say nipa ne bi o ho a se ko ba se mbani che post yi wo mo ne nam ahemfo so ene nam asofo so esre epe post ni ade ya de mamu so adwuma no muntimi nye de munnimu ane akatua ente ho ntwobo ni ade
ade te kasa ne doso aba omo kasa ne doso ebia ne say we obeka ye wa promise and at the end and I say ni say by the end of the day na akoya kasa nko
good abusafo ya de madwen che no fa edi kan na ebe to aso amamo se mote time herbal center nka pa cha ote ne say onte o ene wache Ghana Highway nkwa na mate wo mo ye no mo obi kan na mo de munya abotre but time herbal center no ade a eye ma Ghana na eche nkonya unim omo na de aduro no my friend time herbal mixture na badwa so time herbal mixture malaria duro no malaria suro no malaria go suro time herbal center wo ma duro friend time herbal mixture no kra obi a wonu mato untimi nidie waduro no ya oba ko bi your friend KNG herbal capsules eno ma immune support etini padua no utimi gina yie onyare ba heart sa tembia we are fit ankasa we are fit pacho tufo emfre 0244 417669 0244 417669 afa ma menfa nko 21st clinic experts in sciatica na manfo bisam krase na edena na se kwabranto water bank na sa na me se hwe se kenye 21st clinic ka kwabranto obubuguo hotime na dibium sciatica bi abeso kwabranto mu pa be mfie mienu nie a 21st clinic fo ahwe no awia ma ne ho atona ka kire ne se kwabran eye emma bi won se da manti bi obeba check up we you are and wa bedu no eye 21st clinic sciatica no awomo sanintra sciatica ye ya obi a efru sisi achi ho famua kwesi wonantini na eba sa no a awurade ja na say the ado wa piano utwa ho ba bia entwa but ojefo any 21st clinic or ye expert in sciatica 0540-311-311 0540-311-311 mame fanko give us heba woman na di give us P capsules me say tie give us P capsules e mema dru ento pa ye ntwa ne tie anye say be ma pew give us P capsules why did you want as the pious be do bansen okay pious ya tie do ase pious be do so ono adi ho adanse say give us P capsules no e dran kasa be ma bia wadwuma nso ani mpacha lawyer any give us P capsules obi ansansa agu be ma ho ugu nsu a wote ya any ade nyina no nkwamo no kra hye de ne ahoden me pacha uhia give us P capsules e be boa opa your give us co capsules eno ye sisi ade amaman da wo kwan uminim wasum ye ohene uyam atim wonkwa edu anwumre na gasi omo ye production abetwa boss wafa yesrew na yam kankan hene the first neba no yesrew enche be we production sheet but kuma manfo office emfa yam kankan engotu adwuma efo free office yenya ne sa pacho wo here give us eba for edro I fan give us co capsules eno ena beboa wo nyumaku ya daroma madwen kire fa edika ni sofo
yo na ya call Facebook wa Peace 104.3 FM George wa eno say ekwana say yo ekwana say ya contractor ni aban ena eba besan so etwa so ko ta bio student ni teachers awo mu yusu kwanu wo mu so bre papa George o dem say ekwan bi hu asem na ono wo ken na akis me say be kwai eno say nani ewu na wasan so disappointed pa ewo head minister emu no ndo fa so bo mo bia say mampani na nado dan kwa Akufo-Addo one can tell no resign na dia papa na ye ne de senko yo man bi so pa nka wakofie kura kwa akwadwene no ho Daniel yebo a eke koyo no in fact ra kwa me asem de mum ye nka ho enti ye hwan asade sense ka lodu ansa no be lodu afri bebi lodu ye na si kwan se wo ko bebi a wo ko no ohwe se ka no lodu no a wa lodu no on lodu mane mroso we eye simple enti question wo ayi wasade se wo ye se ka no lodu mroso no se wo ye maka no lodu mroso na afri winsam pe e wo se ye ba wo kwadu wonya kasa tintin bia na yeina Daniel kwakuni pa tete ewutu breku no de ba no say in fact ne wura ho pa de abraboni nipa ye nipa bonefo sam ne trimodin say my god fusani salifu di frika so azongo eno say hwe yan na ye hu problem wa ye wom no ye yan ne akoso black man de oye natural born one edu ade ba ye no Silas be fi ni o difference woman do agiri Youth Alliance also still am do mo sema mampani na nado so rather than elenim wonya na MC mo na wo manage enwie peye Frederick Mystica ni ntawudin ye sciatica warrior from 21st clinic was says pa question simple we say ya ubeyi ano na wakopeduane adie no afi no de wada saa eno kwan so wantumi ansa sese wanya de eju so abatampa ena was Ghana Highway Authority ana mo yesa mu wian so a matan so be demonstration say fix the country wabra mu amunim sa de na maye no a ama country no asai no mu ana mo yeye na mo san so twa mo ba the pressure baba be to papa yi so say fix the country dem dey so Dr. Baba Zamu master planner junior Kentampo Ghana Highway Authority be pamcho se mada mo mopitri na mo nsam manimu na mo nsore sanse dia koso na nya taxpayers money na enu abi na edi tuamuka se mo hwe se cars nfa load emro so ense ya kwan ti ebetuamuka na mo hwe a Ghana Highway Authority manya de
Kennedy upon the can as I say black man is naturally born bad.
But I'm say a person I can say born one.
Hey, Kwame Bibini.
Oh,
Debbie. I was for Mama and Fa we who make us about your baba says here.
Tune it in, turn it up,
Peace FM,
and rip off the knob.
Omadeshe Yamamo Akwaba. Nansei Peace News enso de yaso atoto fom na yahwe hwenkrata mu ahwama ne bo ahodo ya ewo ho. Na ya hunu ne sei awarefo ana ayonkofa da oba ne be mantam basabasaye ya yetia yonko no kwa na ekosoro. Na nanum ho eyesa na abusumi ewom ya ne de toso enum ne de toso num na no ya wada ankwa doburo he ya ankran he ya owura bi akum ne yire ya wonyem afei moka ya damango eho so na yenua posi ni baabi ese osusu se eye ne mpena e na akoku ne yaya eno ye sana abusumi ne de toso mienu enchei e na ochi owura bi nsoso se wode acid akwa kogu ne mpena ene ne mpena na maame tike be kan se ne ye ne nase wode acid akwa kogu wom ho ama wom ho nyina awotere eno ewo okre heya enu achi okre ho no ba kwa esasi ye nse owura bi wanya mfia duonu ensia wono so we ya baby ani wanya mfia duonu ensia na no ne wode sika waba ya no akuno ato ne dem asesi akra posifo ediclare krache no wanted se wo mo hwehwe no obanim ana match bosumi ne da etosudu businessman bi ono so yeso okum ne ewo East Legon na ochu atwa mu ye nura ye atwa mu na ochu ye ya nso ya say posi ni ba bi owo nkoko ono so yakwa akoku no saa to hotel enso posi fo hwehwe ne mpana ene ho asem nyina aka na saa niema we nyina nti na business per se ye hwese eye de na ekoso de na eba nipa adwene mu se onipa a woni ne tie se mo ye mpana anasa waafo na sementime ho ase kra na aba nti de obetimi aya ne se obeka se gise oku nipa no ansa na ho ato wana yaman bofo de hunu for Jackson Oscar Adewu Dazi ena apia dankwa ene memma ema kasa bi so se wo unu obi ete ho se ye mpena se ya wade se ye dien anya bia wutimi hu niema bi a kire se saa de we die se me hu toato so anhwa na daache ma hwa me de meti betwa so na wo hu saa niema na de na oye
Oni bema netia start no de jo so kama de asembe beke bia no fo na bufu na mom bia ne bufu a me de me ne se me ne bekasa me kasa che no wonta me hwe na se de e na situation na no de a me ntina no nkume de me ya na se me park me nyoma akose ba bia wo hu me because e bia me kwotena ba bia be hu me kra no won be hwe na bufu na bi so a me ma de no mu che ne nianan onya wo se bi bwa ne be mete wo bon na so ne nyina wo bon komo na se bia nya wo hwe kra na dweme se ye won pana nti onya obedi wu
for the start na me no co relationship meaning how I will see be tie na se usuban so esesa mehu se bia ubo start se efu abra some crampo enye abufuo na obu ayeden a start efu for the first time me no be kasa say anko yi na one time so oba be ware me no hu abusuafo ne ade me de asem kwa kotom ne the same na se bia me kwa ka asem ne chrom na se still na sa na tie de the only thing say me to me ayan say me seek for divorce before me to me na ho e bia e be too late
also o ko domu fufuro na e wo suban obi ade beba but eche no na suban na esesa nti mota relationship mu eche na unhu nyonko suban se otimi adapt to suban wo kana se untimi suban na woko eno ano no
de bia eham na se benyin de bia otreto de eye mebro mobo ade maye ye oda obesa na atwun hu oya na wa da ko de abeshana we du wewu na won hu dam sign no so a ebi won so won twe won hu antwe so a benyin no botum epro sikenti ana benyin no ohwe we busua nti no aye de atwun a ochede ebelis bibi no obanedam so ehun ndam na atwon ansa na npako no adebon bi opede ode obia na waye
se bibi kakra bi na se nipa ne ye mepra wo mebu wo ana wo se bia na koma na tra wo de ne so kakra bi a na ho na o se hu eso betimi ayo bibi enti se ba sa na otemte 1 2 3 4 na ho na o se ofa ho adwen aso betwa so na betwa so bi se ya ade a esisi enti betimi asi e wo so
ni nipa ne wo ho akakra na ne buafu ni nya argument a obo na person fa de emmo timu ni sa hu se won kwanda esan eto de betimi aye wade a bepura ana abɛhwɛ wo nkwa koraa ɛba saa mɛma mpanyinfoɔ ne nakasa ahyɛ sɛ bi obetumi abɛn ho asɛ bi na biribi ntina ma ne yɛ saa na sɛ ɔmo ne kasa na sɛ still saa deɛ a ɛyɛ sɛ mefa me ho agye na mefiri mu na mebɔ me ho ban
ɛma no deɛ ɛno no na yɛbisa mmarima nso nanso ansa ne bɛkɔ mmarima no so deɛ no kwame sesi a na yɛnua daakye hene kwabra mo aben ɛde afiri motorway no so aba sɛ yɛkasa sesi yɛ truck baako ɔno so fi tema ba ɛmo a wahyehyɛ nyɛ adeketo ɛno so aba abɛdwiri agu motorway no so ama sesi a hɔ no so ɔmbɛda hɔ asɛm a yɛgu so a yɛka yɛnwie no ɛno no yɛbisa mmarima sɛ ɛdeɛ na ɛbɛba wadwenem na ɔba a wo ne ne teɛ ɔba a wo ne no gura adagya mu asɛm ɔba a wo ne ne ka asomsɛm na ɛbɛkɔ akɔ wie sɛ wo se ɔba na yɛ wadeɛ enti deɛ wobɛtumi ayɛ ne sɛ wobɛbo no anaa wobɛku no
Oshia nipa no ewe ana nipa no react oni nipa ne kasa sɛnea na ɔbrɛ ne ho ase na ebedu baabi na sɛ nipa no all those actions na sɛ asesa ɛno nso ebetimi akyerɛ sɛ ebi a nipa no o take different actions na metna akyiri na ma study nneɛma
jo sɛ mehwɛ ne sɛ meyere na me ne ne etie no anibufu a ɔsemitie ne nsam wɔka sɛ bi a na ɔka so okura wo yɛ kuraseni bɛma bɛn kura mpo na ma bɛwa ne nti ɔhyɛ de sa nneɛma na ɛba na ɔsɛ mehu ne sɛ adwomɔne aba mitire sɛ begin na me ne no ba bɛtena no woni me dada na chiri de den na fidie ensema kese na wafiti ase wo kaka chiri mta honom no na so me fam ho adwen se oba medin ka akwa no dada na me netie no order so ba bi ati sa die no one o se me hunu se onyame a onfa me ho emfa nkyeme eduru bi obetumi de aguaduru me de amadi amatumi yawu
de me hunu se be ma no obati bia one ne kasa no obru nua na meku atwene na me yose no samre no hu sa de ne be ma no so fa ho adwen because oba otumi bi na no ka meku atwene na me yose no de masa unya hu sa pe hu sa adwembone woni tiri
sai sa mu hu ametwem no se on se de be ma na so oba bofu mi no nyina mo ho no we ka se wo twen menyameku a ana se twen menyameyo bi na e se wo ye careful yes wo say yes nipa ni abre nti eno sa no de ekwan bi aso no wo hwe na dakoto busuafo nim na ekwan mfa so se mo ye we mbagya ya na obi because ebu ho no afa se bakro no e ya agro enso no onu se bi asa ni pasa no but obi a wonya ka se na kumeku ne de e so for serious
hu de pokono nyo obokum in de ninzi ye na ninsam obaka tide bia minyo a mokum me pro o start de o threat one o de hu de onyo obokum ta twansi na o de atwe hu fi no onya ka de obokum pe for do sam for tunchen nko hu hia na atwe hu na me be adum e benya bia hyem.
Well, one thing all the time I look out for any say me no call out na say we start so be some say o we he o ko he identity sa nyama no e ma me very cautious say I say insecurity problem and insecurity and creates dangers but when you are insecure it creates a doubt in your mind and that doubt all the time you try to sort of suppress the person and then take control of the person until when you are unable to control the person be violent until at the end of the day domestic violence after committing that crime no I regret it omi mo dey am end relationship no
o hwe ne ye efi emfitiase ne se no so ne otie ene sesi ano se ne anyama mu so tie no o se ne ye ne nyama bi ACP na dia ebia and wo yesia no bi say ade na why say and so yes so much suspicious e wo ade bi a woye mu ade enye yi kra no wa fa na bufuo so na ade a na say wutu hu fo say nye ekọ no enko yi
na jere say mema no so suro say nye mema no kwa na ku ma no e ma no so bi susu timi ku mema no ti be ma so so e kire de ono so hu wo ne ana ne mpra no ho a e be ma na hu say anhwe ya ye bru we nyame obeye mbone na ono so so e betwe ne ho we na yenua ba Gladys Boache ene obi a oye psychologist onim nipa adwene mu se ne nipa adwene si adwuma fa Professor Joseph Osafo atwetwe komo bi sa ne se prof na die na ebe wiase na nsen ntam hei sanse wo hwe se ne a ewudie koso ewo aware mu ewudie koso ewo empratwe ne oba ne be ma se tena mu no a e ha adwene pa e de asem a prof
empebe wiase nyina wo hwe a 90% of violent crimes are committed by men. Remember, and our domestic violence, 40%. Any actually, remember, only 6% bena. Now the attorney say, "Baby, and a man has changed and a difference never." And you much say, "Bema bufua or yes, they act." And to when you be who couldn't part, no agency. The anger must be hooked or distracted. we cool it down. Obi oha, we akonomosa. Obi oha, ye obe nante kakra. Obi oha so be act on it. Now a lot of the time no, eya na sa violent crimes e kan wasabi. Bebre not premeditated. They are what you call voluntary, you know. Eya say wa bona dwenimu. It's more of to promote hono. Say what planet. Say what tina say about trimupo. In there no a high degree fan because we should double trimupo. E should be the independent far. They be far na go. But a lot of the time no, men does need a fueled by emotions. Atenka. Na atenka no ba ko a hapa e abufu. And the abufu no atenka emotions ahodo. And I say ya kan wasa.
Professor Joseph Osafo and Gladys Boachene no etwetwe enkomo. Prof Sign can say ahoya bobone onene ti o Pat wan afre wo no wan afre fa phone bra me hwe message wo hu sa ne ma no pe me nu aba gina yie na de ba ne nye
men they have problems in managing themselves. Omo atenka mu nim de oni. They have no emotional intelligence. Onim say me bu fu kiti a ebi a me obi a me ne be di nkomo. Ebi a me walk away na me cool off. Bi kura me kan che oba ne say me an message o person ne pe. It is an error on what love constitutes. And you don't say, Obi show kitty, she says, I'm going to go my girlfriend. Obi said, I'll say, I acted out of love. So I say, me don't know your shit. Bonia, a tenka, and a deba. Make me a kunipa for you. Now, if you are home, I'll catch your banner. Me no, be jealous. Or baby, you tell me, be be a overcon and chain. Na obedi kan now so achrew me jealous hwe hu yi be me be de bia opese control privacy in terms of de bia ma me hwe fom ba bia na bia o so de we to so ono so hwe ni yi be ma ni bufu a e te se de ye wabodama ya if you say ni bufu a e on impulse e ka say impulse a atenka na aban ano o hye se reason adwene na e wo so de otenas na susu say ade am me yiri ye bia na me gefe am I am ya what can I do atenka no mo di nanim ebri bia atenka be di wanim bia no a suppressive reason emma nti wo say wo kunu ne bufu a bi o so toto niema o piepie niema na ne ho so eno so hwe ne yi na be ma be bia oyewo ayakayaka di wi a na efe wa say dua broni me say nipa ebet my so e be once twice at once of 3 4 5 na abaya pattern a cycle of abuse and correction and also you
okay
if we said that crope no we do
nkomo we de am makras na wi o ekura bi o efro na nukrum na nukrum papa bi to efen papa ko ramanu nkomo wo ho sa se mo de nkomo wo ho papa nti yare ba konkon ha sei abusia eha na brebe me kwan ema yedemo asie time herbal center givers herbal center and 21st clinic o ma da roma ene yedemo adwenkyere no ebremo akenkanfo no me nana yaw kese ena
ohene nana kwame amo
Ozon's chemist Eddie Ozon's Gala capsules ebeso yasene anwumre MTN everywhere you go. High Sense Ghana ni o High Sense Ghana. High Sense say omo ade bi afibia wo mo your friend once in a year High Sense factory direct promo. Eno no de omo ye ne say free bosumi e wo mo ne de to so aduasa ekoka bosome nkoro de to so miensa. High Sense product bia wo beba beto wo honom no ye de ma factory price. It is a TV, fridge, chest freezer, air condition. Sanya mani nyina bi ya open no. High Sense for ede mouth for they say factory price no microwave oven, blender, rice cooker, kettle, iron. Any de aka ho ni nyina ya de factory price no aka en kwa yasen ate so biom ede aka ho ede ama wo. High Sense de everyday prices for everyday people. JMado and Sons one more ena ede Borges organic apple cider vinegar. Yeah, no boa who the pedrium ebaye. One the alpha vitamin C, a boost immune system no aba e baso. 1 + 400 asonsono atamfo. Abrebia ubetime alpha ama aboa. En fa hunze anwumre, kofoze anwumre da bi we nya anwumre asem. Mame fa nko Daffy's Health and Beauty. Ohema feminine mixture. Eno ema minua ma no munya regular menstrual flow. Bosumi bia so a bibia beba correct. Areas bia nka chire ho. The time bia we healthy. Your Daffy's feminine cleanser. Eno no feminine hygiene. It ma feminine hygiene. Minua ba wo be ma obi meka bi nkyerɛ obi ɛna wonya de opewi ɛn de mefra okra wonfa wo frɛ na wonfa anko no square aya munyu dafis yawa car bank says oh the customer nko about *771#. *771#. O register pe dia ka bia obetimi aye e wo phone so ama no ayeye. Na sa nwuma ku ada roma e na mote yenka ene anwumre. Yara mo se ama momo anitia adeshi.
Turn it up.
Peace FM.